Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had your life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the face. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head'll make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court. From the DC school, I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and that's not really fair. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't.
Shalom, Israel. With us, UPK start off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander General Yohana, 1969, established, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up and are indeed the 12 tribes of Israel. I'm Officer Kazak Shapar 50, holding down the class here for the law class in South Carolina. You know, we're always on the move. We have classes from Monday through Saturday, so get involved, get in class, and you see us out. support us while we're on the street risking our lives every day. But we're going to talk a little bit about Esau and how he's greedy, man, and how he had no regard. Because, see, you know, we're in this curse, and we're in slavery. We're in servitude under him. The Most High put us there. You know, he put us there for us, to make us strong, you know, to get us ready for this new kingdom, because we're certainly going to turn the tides and put all this stuff back into his lap and destroy it. The Most High is going to destroy him eventually. But let's talk a little bit about how Esau is greedy and don't want to spare us nothing. You know, we see it every day on our street. We're glad to have, I think that's a Cheyenne. We'll have Natasha. Glad to have you in class. Officer Quan. Quan's Rib, and Asha, a few other students checking in right now. We're glad to have you in. We're gonna read a little bit about how Esau is, and he steals, he destroys, man, till he's filled. You know, he won't leave us nothing. The Bible says that, you know, and we're gonna read a little bit about that, and we're gonna keep going. And in the end, of course, it'll be his destruction. We know that. That while we'll turn to let's turn to the book of Deuteronomy 28, 6th chapter, and show a little bit about the curses that we were under. You know, the Most High said that we would be under, and that's the first step. We'll talk about how you wonder from day to day, man. You're going through this hell and you wondering. And some of our people we see out there have no idea who they are, man. And then, of course, you have the wicked Esau government talking about cutting this back, cutting welfare back here. I remember living in Ohio, man. They had some people telling me that Esau really those and I don't know if they changed the law differently other than that they were only taking care of one baby with the mother. You know how wicked the man. I mean, she got children. They got to be taken care of. Babies. Children, old men have to eat. Men have to eat. People have to eat. Esau has plenty of food here because our Hispanic brothers, you know. Isupk is making sure he picks the food out there, but Esau don't want to share. He pays them minimum less than wage, and they work like dogs all day. We work like dogs all day. Then they throw us food to these stores. They throw us food into the stores. Let's see who else we have. Isupk, Dear Augusta. Can't hardly see it. But yeah, we appreciate you here. And they throw us food in some of our stores here, man. I go shopping sometime, man. We have food. I go up to some of these places. The food's green. Some of it's rotten. And they still charge arm and a leg. And some of our people, you know, we're on the bus lines, I'm sure from New York all the way to Texas to California, from Florida all the way to Maine, or wherever we live up in here. You know, we don't have a whole lot of us living in ghettos, man. We don't have a whole lot of money to go out and waste on food. That food just goes by. And Esau is so wicked that he takes the food and throws it away so we won't get it, you know. And you think that's not true? You know, you go to the market and ask him for some markdown item. Oh, we got to wait. I've witnessed this. Oh, we got to wait until it's marked down the last day or 2 or 3 days. You know, by that time, they've thrown it away or they give it away to their buddies or whatever. Esau has a wicked kingdom, man, up in here. You know, he doesn't manage things properly. That's why the Most High is going to take him out. Because he's greedy, and plus he's a thief. You know, he steals and he destroys. You know, he makes sure his people, he makes sure his kingdom and all these other nations, they make sure they don't care about you. They jack up the rent, off the subject, jack up the rent, jack up everything, and then give you minimum wage. We'll talk a little bit about how they oppressed us even back in the 60s, man, and all the way up to now. So, Salakia here. Let's find it. Deuteronomy 28. And I hope you guys have any, questions about it. Just type them in the chat. Let's follow along. Lucky. Okay. Let's see here. We're gonna find out a little bit how do we wound up in a state that we're in that we don't have what we need, because a lot of people read the story about Christ feeding 5,000, and that's good. That was a benevolent thing that Yahushua did for his people, because he recognized that we were down and out. He recognized that we didn't have enough. He recognized the Most High always took care of the poor. He wanted to make sure, just because we got a little job here and there, we think we turn our nose up. Nah, you're supposed to help your brother out. There's a little brotherhood thing going on there. Yeah, supposed to help him out also, because the wicked Esau, he ain't gonna help us out. All he's after is for his gain, his greed. They hide things and they say, oh no, this is the union here. You can't be part of this. These are the things that Esau does to make sure we don't have enough to eat, just like the curse said. So let's read a little bit about that. Let's see. Okay, let's find out a little bit about these things and these nations. We shall be scattered. Where was I at? And these things are plagues. Okay, here. Okay, sickness, few days. Let's before we read that here, let's get into this right here. Let's get into this. You see, plucked of the land of the possessors of the land of great people. Okay, in the earth. Okay, all right. In our slavery here, we're lacking what we need to survive and sustain our health. We're lacking the foods we need because we have greedy people ruling over us. We're lucky if we have shoes to put on our feet. We're lucky. It's a miracle that our people have shoes to put on our feet. It's because Esau, by the time we get money, we go spend millions of dollars in their stores, and what do they give us in return? Nothing. They don't give us any appreciation by building us better supermarkets or by giving us more jobs or anything. They just say, hey, this is more money for us, because it says it over there in Jeremiah, and we'll talk about that in a second here. And Esau took everything he could to make sure that we didn't have anything, So let's go into this right here real quick. That's fine. I hope everybody's got themselves settled and ready to talk a little bit about how Esau is tearing us apart, because he should have been stuck up there in Mount Seir, and we'll get in there anyway. I don't know how he claims that he's put down here. He wants to come down here and start messing with us all the time. But the Most High put him in charge of us. That's what happened, and that's why it says. And it says right here, we'll read it. Jeremiah 49:9. We'll talk about that for a second. If the grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If these by night, they will destroy till they have enough. Esau. We had laws for people being poor in our lands, and when we live in our lands over there in Jerusalem, the ones that we'll never see no more until the Most High come down here and destroy Esau and all these evil, wicked nations. But the law the land had we were ruled by the Most High with the Ark of the Covenant, and he made sure that our poor were taken care of. It says it right here. It says, this is what Esau does against us here in this captivity, against what the Most High. So we see a contrast going on, and our poor laws are just obliterated. We don't even know who we are. We don't even know that we're supposed to be sharing and leaving, helping people and leaving people some great. But this is what we live in America. But this is Esau. He certainly took over and started doing more and more wicked, because he did. This is what Esau, the white, aka white man, does. If the grape gatherers come to thee, okay, there's people that like they glean grapes and take them down, and they take it out for their harvest. And so Esau's taking it for his harvest. He says, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? Somebody tell me in the chat what you think gleaning means. The word GLEANING. When you glean something, just type it in the chat. If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. They're thieves by night, man. They will destroy till they have enough of their own people. So type in the chat what you think gleaning is. I mean, this is what Esau don't do for us at all. Because it says it right here in Jeremiah 49:9, if grape gatherers come to thee, would they have not leave some gleaning grapes, man, to help us out here? Some corn, some grapes, some something, gleaning grapes. If thieves by night, yeah, they will destroy, Esau will destroy till he have enough. And even more, he's greedy. You see, that's what he does. We'll talk a little bit about that. See, we have Ashan in class. Good to have you here, okay? Because we are under curse of the Most High for not obeying what the Most High says. We should have been a little bit better off about obeying the Lord's statutes and commandments, but we didn't. We didn't do that. We didn't practice what we should have. And Esau's taken over, and the Most High put us in his wicked hand. But somebody type in the chat what you think glean means, because that's should have been our leftover food. This is something that we should get on a daily basis. Something so that our people can eat, because we're oppressed, man. So, but Esau, this is what he does against us. He don't leave us anything. He goes out, and you can take this way past grapes. I mean, something left over, but we'll talk about it even further. But this is what Esau does. Okay. And let's read moreover, let's read Deuteronomy 28 and 48 to tag along with that. Let's tell you about the curse. That's what got us in this mess in the first place, okay? Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you. We're reading Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee. Now, come upon you and pursue, that means they following you, man. Esau gonna oppress you. He ain't gonna leave you no grapes. He's gonna leave you high and dry. He's gonna press you in the field. He's gonna press you every day. He's going to say, forget y'all. You go ahead. We got ours, and we get more. Y'all try to get y'all's. Let's read this again. Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and shall overtake thee. See, the curses, you can't catch up with this. It's going to pursue you, and it's going to overtake you. You can run as fast as you can, with as many jobs as you can, and whatever you can. Esau going to always have some more wicked doing against you, because this is what he wants to do. And shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. That's why we can't get nothing. That's why he don't leave nothing left over. Because this is his way of destroying us, you see. Because thou heardest not the voice of the Most High to keep his commandments. This is what we didn't do. To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded us to keep. See, because we don't keep them. Let's see, we have Mikey. Shalom, checking in. Good. Somebody type in what you think glean mean, type in what that is. We didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Now we got to eat hand and mouth from an oppressor that does not care about us, man. All of the nations hate us, and Esau, he says he puts it in the way and make waves here and there, and they're devils, man. And that's what they do. They make sure that you don't get your grapes you need, your corn you need, your meal, your flax. Say forget them. I ain't leaving them no grapes. We'll read that text again. And let's finish reading Deuteronomy 28. We're talking about the curses of the Most High on us, okay? And they shall be upon thee for a sign, for a wonder, for a sign. That now we know. See, you don't have to go and try to guess. This is a sign and for a wonder. We're wondering, we understand. And upon thy seed forever. This is the seed of the 12 tribes of Israel: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon. For thy seed, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. This is for our seed. This is for a wonder that you'll know who we are, man, because we didn't keep his commandments. These curses are going to pursue us. We ain't going to have enough food. Esau going to keep pursuing us until he destroyed us. That's what this is. We'll talk about that. We're going to get into how they look at us, okay? Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness. Because we didn't serve him with joyfulness, man. We didn't serve the Most High. We wasn't the most particular serving it. It says it right here, that Deuteronomy 28:47. Because thou servest not the Most High, thy power, or not the Lord thy God, with joyfulness. He's talking about us, with our Most High. We're the people of this book. Look, this is our book. This is our curse that we're under. That's what I'm talking about here. This is what Esau has done against us. And we're talking about it. We're talking about the curse that we're under. And the Most High has given us over to Esau's hand, our oppressor, okay? We'll talk about that in a second here also. That they should be upon thee for a sign, a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and gladness in heart. In our minds, we didn't do it. For the abundance of all things. The Most High would have given us everything, the abundance of all things. All we had to do is serve him. So therefore, we left with trying to say, please, mister, give me some grapes from your vineyard that's left over so my family can eat. In other words, that's equivalent to saying, man, we're only going to give one family a welfare check. One child welfare check. How many children you got? I got 3, but we're only providing for one. Some states do that. And some, it sounds like to me that that's oppression, This is our money. If you were to count up all of the monies from slavery to now, man, you would figure well over millions. Well over millions. That's due to us anyway. It's due to us. We built their houses. We built their fields. We established their factories. And we can't even get one glean out the field. But that's what gleaning means. No one's put it in there, but I was waiting. But gleaning simply means those things left over to be gathered for the poor. And we'll talk about that because that's what we were used to in Esau in our days. I'm sorry, in Salakia, our days in Jerusalem. But Esau come and he stepped on that, a.k.a. white man come and just stepped on it and just say, you don't get no glean, you don't get nothing. As a matter of fact, therefore thou shalt serve thine enemy. That's Esau. We're going to serve him. We're going to serve the white man. With the Lord, which the Lord shall send against thee. Check this out in Deuteronomy 28:48. In hunger. We're going to serve him in hunger. Now, how you going to serve anybody you hungry? But that's what Esau said. He ain't gave you no leftover grapes, man. Go out there and make it. Here a piece of fat back, whatever. This is what they did in slavery days. And you think they still ain't doing it now? People still going out there buying chitlins. But all these curses have messed our mind up so much that we don't even know how to eat correctly. Okay, check this out. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness, man, and in want of all things. We want everything we desire. Esau has to provide for us: clothing, food, thirst. And then it says also, and he shall put a yoke, like you put a yoke on a oxen, so you can tell him which way to go. That's what we are. We got a yoke on us, man. A yoke of iron upon thy neck until he has destroyed thee. Now you tell me Esau hasn't destroyed us. We sitting up there looking for handouts, more stimulus bill, more government checks, and then what? Just all he's doing, just keeping his kingdom alive, because he know he's had it. But no, he understands now that I better take my neck off just a little bit, just so they give him a little stimulus, but it's really nothing, But and then verse 49. Then the Lord shall bring a nation against thee far swift with eagle. That's the United States, okay, and so on and so forth. So, and then check this out, verse 51. Let's read that, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar off, from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle. That's the United States, a nation whose tongue we shall not understand. We don't understand this English, And it says a nation of fierce countenance, man. These be fierce. This is fierce. Your face. This is how they look at you all day long, okay? Okay? No help at all. Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Young people and old people, they can't really work. So they gotta have something to eat. You may call it welfare, whatever you want to call it. Our people have to have something to eat. Young and old, and women, of course, too, and men, of course. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle. Something that the Most High should have given you, And the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed. Verse 51. Which also shall not leave thee, either corn and wine. See, these are gleanings of the field that we should have had. We don't even have any, at least leftovers. He don't give us that. We would have had the total fields, but Esau don't give us nothing. And Jeremiah 49 said he don't leave us no grapes. Check this out. Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or increase of thy kind, or flocks, or thy sheep, until thou hast been destroyed. That's the whole idea. The Most High wanted to destroy us, man, to make sure that we never do this again, that we're going to keep his law, statutes, and commandments. That's why we need to come back to him. And he shall besiege thee in all the gates. Fence wall, yeah, we don't get it. Let's read a little bit further. And he shall eat the fruit of thine own body in the flesh. Let's go a little bit further. But that's how we wound up here in America under the curse of Esau, without enough to eat, without clothes to put on. We don't have what we need to survive. So if Jeremiah 49 and 8, Jeremiah 49 and 9 reads again, if the grape gatherers come to thee, wilt thou leave some gleaning grapes? Now, who are the grape gatherers? We'll talk about this again. That was Esau. They come in here. They got all of the earth is given into the hand of the wicked in Job 9:24. He's got all the machines and tools to gather everything. His job was to at least, let the poor have something. Nah. This curse said he will destroy them. That's why the Most High is going to destroy him. They will destroy till they have enough. And Esau destroys. He destroys here. He destroys there. He destroys houses. He destroys our people. He destroys our minds. And get us to accept $4 and $5 an hour or whatever the minimum wage was, 10, 11. That's hardly enough to feed a family. But we're destroyed. But so because they ain't got enough, they have to build every supermarket, every Aldi's, every Ingles, every supermarket out here so that they can have more grapes, more corn, more wine, and more cotton. We got to live. We got to have their clothes. More everything. That's what Esau has to do. Okay, he also, until they had enough. If thieves by night, they were destroyed till they have enough. Okay, Esau, and let's go to Psalms 10 and 8. Esau, he sitteth in the lurking places of villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. See, Esau, his job is to oppress the poor, oppress us. Now, all of us, really, be honest with you, they may be a few little people out here with little money, but most of our kingdom, Israel, Jacob, are poor. You know, we don't have a lot. You know, we don't, and if we don't. I mean, if we did, you know, it would be a different story. We don't have a lot of money. So he sitteth down. Not only is he oppressing us food, we're going by the curses, you know, what was talked about in Deuteronomy 20th chapter. Is he sitteth in lurking places of the villages. He sit in these places, man. He hunt our steps. And he said, I tell you what, we're gonna continue to put murder and chaos into our land, oppressing us every way he can. And in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. That means against. He purposely oppressed the poor, man. Okay? You know, we had laws for gleaning in the field. We had that. But Esau, he doesn't care about that. You know, okay, let's as a matter of fact, let's read a little bit more about what Esau, how he continues to oppress us. Instead of Esau, you know, going out and say, you know what, I'm sorry, y'all, I didn't give y'all no grapes. I didn't, you know. Well, let's read about how the Most High, how we had it good, a little better than this wicked America. Let's just read a little bit about how Jacob was supposed to, us, the children of Israel, help their poor. And then we'll get back to the story here. So we had laws to feed and protect our poor people. We had laws to feed and protect our poor, our widows, okay, our youth, our old men, our young men. I mean, our young women. I mean, our young widows, I'm sorry. Okay, and old widows. We had laws because it says this. He's not like the brother Jacob who he would leave fields in some gleaning groups. Let's read gleaning crops. I'm sorry. Leviticus 23 and 22. You know, we want you guys, invite you guys to turn to these texts and, you know, like and share so people can follow also, okay? In Leviticus 23 and 22, this is what our people did to keep from being oppressed, to keep our people from being oppressed back when we lived in Jerusalem, okay? Of course, you know, this just show you that how you're supposed to really help take care of your poor. Leviticus 23:22, and when ye reap the harvest of your land, it's talking about Israel here. When this is how you're supposed to do it, not how Esau, how he does it. You know, he's all discombobulated. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, we're talking about Israel don't have enough because of the greed of Esau or Edom, okay? And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when you reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord thy God. Now, somebody online, I want y'all to type it up in the chat. Tell me what does this mean when it says, and when ye reap the harvest of the land, when it says, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Y'all, we're talking about Leviticus 23 and 22. Anybody online right there, just tell me what you believe that means. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, in other words, you got fields of flax, and back in those days, you know, And when we lived in Israel, we had cotton, corn, we had anything we needed to grow. And of course, we still had poor amongst us, As a matter of fact, the Bible says that the poor always be amongst you, So the Most High provided for those poor. And this is what he told us. I'll read it again. Somebody type in the chat what you think this means right here. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, we're in Leviticus 23 and 22. Thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Somebody type in the chat what you believe that means, okay? We give you some time here. When turn to Leviticus 23 and 22. Tell me what you believe that means. I'll read it again. And when ye reap the harvest of your land. In other words, you got, a brother owns about 50 acres of land. He got 50 acres of corn, man. And he out there mowing it, the seasons come. What did the Most High want him to do to keep from oppressing the poor? What does this text mean? That's what I'm saying here. What does this really mean here? It says, and when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance. Somebody type in on chat what you think that means. Clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. What do you think that means? It says, thou shalt leave them for the poor. So what does the Most High say? Clean riddance of corners of thy field. What does that mean to you? Well, it's not, let's see who we got here. Isupk, D'Angelo. It says, you will work the harvest, but will not reap the benefits. Let me see what you're saying here. He says, you will work the harvest, but will not reap the benefits. Okay. Not quite. It says you close, but let's turn it in another direction. We'll give you another chance to answer, and some more people. And I appreciate that. I mean, clap it up for him because he tried there. And I appreciate that, D'Angelo. But I want you to. I'll read it again. I want you to listen to it closely. Leviticus 23 and 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, it's like a brother. He's got plenty of acres of land, man. And he's saying, he got 100 acres, 50 acres, whatever he may. He got corn out there, man. I love corn. That's the reason why I said it. You got corn out there. And the Most High said, when it's time to get this harvest and bring it in, this is what he's saying. When it's time to get this harvest and bring it in, the Bible says this is what you should do. When the children of Israel should do. And even nowadays, this is what the children of Israel should do for his poor. Okay? It says, thou shalt not make clean riddance. The answer is in the definition of the word. Of the corners of the field when thou reapest. Don't make clean riddance of the corners of the field when thou reapest. Why? Why did the Lord say that? Why did Most High say that? It said, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. What does this mean? We'll give you a chance because it says, you're saying that when you're saying the full benefits, I kind of understand. Yeah, I can sort of buy that, but I'll give you a few more chances to give me a more answer that I'm used to hearing, that I've gotten for breakdowns before and used to hearing, because you're very close to what you're saying. And I understand that, but just others in the chat, let's type that up. Let's find out what the Most High is saying behind this. What does he expect you to do for the poor? Because they're poor. They don't have a lot of food. Let's see here. See if you can reword what you're saying, or just anybody. Ashar, anybody. Just tell me who else we got in there. Natasha, y'all tell me. This is not a big thing. It's not a thing on the spot. It's just, I'm just trying to have a class so we can learn here, okay? So we can understand. When it says, I'll read it again. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of the field when thou reapest. Okay, what does that mean? I'll give you guys a few, maybe 15, 20 more seconds. Then I'll try to go ahead and answer it for you. Okay. All right. Because Esau certainly got us oppressed down here, man. He don't leave no grapes for nobody nowhere. You know, even if there's a mark down on something, he'll just jack it up. You know, or he just if there's something out there, I won't give an answer away. You know, if he's got some fields out there, he won't leave them. He will leave them fallow. That's the point. That's a hint. So write it again. Rewrite that again and see what you got. You know, and see what you think. That's what I'm trying to say. Just kind of reword it a little different here. Okay. That's all I'm trying to say. Is just kind of rewrite that a little bit different, and then we'll answer that here in a second. Okay. But Slocky, let me find this text right here. Yeah, I think, and I'll read this here. I believe it's in Matthew 26:11. Well, yeah, Matthew 26:11. But anyway, I'll go ahead and answer it for you. Okay, I'll go ahead and answer it for you. But before I read that, let me go to Matthew 26:11 here. Let me share this with you here real quick. In the book of Matthew 26:11. In relationship to this text here. Okay? It says this. Matthew 26:11. For ye have the poor always with you. This is what the Most High is saying. But me you have what you have not always. In other words, he was trying to let you know that, you know, the poor is always with us, is always with you. You have the poor, for ye have the poor always with you. It's always going to be with you. That's what this says right here. And so we'll go back to that text where we were reading, and we'll show you a little bit better here, understanding. But this is what I want to say behind that. Let's read it again. Leviticus 23 and 22. The poor is always going to be with us. You see, always. All right. And when ye shall reap the harvest of your land, this is what the Most High wants us to do to help our poor. If you have a big crop or something, a bumper crop, back then and even now, you know, in Jerusalem or in our captivity right now, you know, you got something. And this is what the Most High says, when ye reap the harvest of your land. I mean, you can take this in a whole lot of different ways. You may have excess. But in this case, it says, when ye reap the harvest of your land. What it's really trying to say, you had a bumper crop, you know, you got a crop, man. It says in the land, thou shalt not make clean riddance. That means don't, when you go there and you pass that land right there, you know, you normally clean the land and clean all the corn off of it. But it says, of the corners of the field, when thou reapest, the Most High say, don't clean them. That is for the poor. Now, what does that mean? You know, when you go around the corners, leave something in there. Because you got, you know, you have like squared off land, or you got around corners, go around that corner and leave something right over there in that little triangular area that's left over right there. Leave that for the poor. That's what this is saying right here. It says, don't make a clean riddance. Don't take it down to the bone up there in them corners. Or leave the poor something of the corners of the field when thou reapest, when you take up the food or take up the corn or flax or wheat or whatever you are harvesting. This is the answer to that question there that I was throwing out there. Because neither shall thou gather any gleaning of that harvest. The gleaning is like stuff left over like all over the place, because you can't grab every grain and every piece corn off that field, you're going to have some left over. The Most High said, leave that for the poor. Leave it, because the poor was always going to be with you. That is a law of Israel. That's what he wants us to do. So when he says the corner, don't ball the corners. Don't. In other words, let me read exactly what it says here. Clean riddance. So don't get rid of the corn in its entirety, around the corners, because also the poor, because the oppressed man, they may feel ashamed or something like that or whatever, and say, I don't feel like they don't want to come to the middle of the field anyway. That's the full product of the bloom of the corn or whatever you're growing. The Most High says leave it in the corner. The corners is like where the woods are, or where something's not growing. Because if it was something growing there, certainly there wouldn't be a corner there. The Most High said where that is, so they can come up to the edge of your crop and pick from that and glean from it, and get it and gather it. That's what Israel's supposed to do. But what does Esau do? Let's go back. Let's give you a better idea. Let me see who has. Let me see Slocky for a second. Khan, this is rounding the corners of the head. Slocky? No. No. No, this is talking about actual gleaning, not round the corners of the head. This is actually, it says, when y'all shall make a clean riddance of the corners of the field when thou reapest. This is talking about what Esau should have done. It's leaving a fruit on the land for the poor people to grab. It's not about that corners of the head. No, that's not. That's not, D'Angelo. Okay, you talk to me after class, and we'll talk about that further. Okay. But it says, and when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of the field when thou reapest. Okay, when you taking a piece of land, to reiterate again, and you're pulling all the crops off of it, and you don't leave them any grapes, it goes back to what Esau does. We'll go back and read what he did. What did he do? Let's go back and read what Esau did. This is how he oppressed the poor, because we just read it in Leviticus 23 and 22, and I hope you understand, D'Angelo. We were supposed to, let's go back in 23 and 22. We were supposed to leave some of those corn or some of that harvest on that land for the poor, especially around the corners there in the field, because that way the poor can come and gather their corn and without being shamed or whatever, and so they can have something to eat. That's what this is talking about. Okay? Thy field, when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of the harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor. It's not talking about any head or a thing about round the corners of the head. That's not what this is talking about. This is talking about and unto the stranger. Israel had a law for protecting their poor. Okay, Leviticus 23 and 22. Okay, but this is what Esau does. He leaves no grapes. He leaves no corn. He leaves no flax. He leaves no wine. He leaves nothing. If grape gatherers come to thee, would thou not leave some gleaning grapes? Now you understand, see? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. See? That's what that is. They don't leave anything for us to have, okay? They don't leave nothing. They take until we're destroyed further, like the prophecy says. That's slack for a second. That's what our oppressor Esau does, aka white man. He doesn't leave us anything. All right, let's go then. We're gonna find out here, because what Esau does to further oppress us, man, is we need our food source here in America. We need clothing and everything here, because that's just the way it is. But I'll just give you. I went over some articles here. This is Green Harvard education. let me say this. Food waste in America, February 2016, explores how misleading date labels on food products continue to food waste in America. Every year, 40% of the food produced in the United States goes uneaten. Now, that's crazy. You see, Esau, instead of giving it away to the children of Israel, 40% of the food, and knowing that we need the food. But what this rascal does, he don't leave no grapes, no gleaning at all. Every year, 40% of the food produced in the United States goes uneaten. These are statistics by Green Harvard Education. Okay? 40% of the food produced in the United States goes uneaten, leading to 160 billion pounds of wasted food in our landfills. In our landfills. Right. Right. In our landfills, 160 billion pounds of wasted food in our landfills. Expired food waste in America, man. This is one thing. What I was talking about earlier, the food that could go to help our people, the food that can go. When we go down there, the government may give you, I don't know, $100 worth of stamps. I don't know. He may give you a little stimulus check. Well, you need every last penny of that to survive. It's your money anyway. So you go down and you shop and you try to find things. I know what I do. I try to find things on sale every single time. That's how I did it, you see. Let's read a little bit about. We're gonna read something here. Another article. Let's read that article again so people can understand how Esau wastes food in America, because he doesn't care about. All he cares about is his pocket, his gain. He'd rather throw it away than have you to give it to you. And there's plenty of food. I'll read it again. The food waste in America. Food waste in America in February 2016 expired explores how misleading date labels on food products contribute to food waste in America. Every year, 40% of the food produced in the United States, and this is every year, man, goes uneaten. Now, that's a waste, okay? We should be gleaning some of this. We should be getting some of this food to help our families, leading to 160 billion pounds of wasted food in our landfills. That's sad. This is what Esau does by oppression. This is what he does in his continual oppression. Not to mention the murders that he's doing to us. That's what the Jeremiah 49th chapter said. But I'm kind of addressing. Let's see who we have here. Adrian. We'll have Adrian checking in class. Glad to have you, Adrian. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this. Let's talk about Esau. About how he leaves us in our jobs and our work. It talks about a new deal that I believe it was Roosevelt back in the days. He appointed. It's true that Roosevelt appointed several black leaders. We're trying to show you how we always get the lower end of the stick. We're always getting the less of something. It's true that Roosevelt appointed several black leaders to a prominent leadership position within his administration, known as the Black Cabinet. Isn't this something? Look at this. We'll read this, see what it said. And his policies helped many thousands of jobs newly available for black Americans. But as Ibram X. Kendall points out and stamped from the beginning, policies enacted at the time reflected to a racist culture. Okay, we'll show you here. When the New Deal got Americans back to work, white Americans got the first pick of jobs. That's true. That's in our history books. And, of course, I live closer to these times right here. White Americans, this is what it says here. When they talk about the New Deal, it was one of them, Roosevelt, I think it was a chicken in every pot, after the Depression here. When the New Deal got Americans back to work, this further oppression of the poor, okay? When the New Deal, Esau, he just keeps still until he does not, until he kills us all, he murders all, until his pockets are filled. This is what he does in Jeremiah the 49th chapter. This is what this is saying. All right. When the New Deal got Americans back to work, and of course, this is how we see we can't see the policies of how our curse has kept going on and on and on. And then all the presidents, their job was to keep it going. Keep the Negroes down there oppressed. Let's finish. When the New Deal got Americans back to work, white Americans got the first pick at the jobs. When black Americans did get jobs, they were given lower wages. If anybody want to comment on that, go ahead, type it in there. We were given lower wages. See, this is how we wound up being oppressed in America. It didn't just start here in 2000s. It's way back in the 1900s. This is depression, man. The 20s, 30s. Okay, Americans did get jobs, and this kept on and on and on. They were given the lower wages because when we came out of slavery, we had all of the knowledge of smelting things, of lumber, of building things. You look at somebody. We got Officer Dawood, we got Officer Sadat, we got Officer of even Natazab. They work good with their hands, man. And see, this has been going on for years. Back in slavery to our forefathers, there and even now, we had all of the labor. We understood what labor was. But what did Esau do? He made sure of this. That New Deal, when Americans were poor and oppressed, okay, he made sure that the black people that live here in America, what they call us African Americans and whatever, Negroes and whatever, bywords, I think it's in Deuteronomy 28th chapter. When the New Deal got Americans back to work, white Americans got the first pick at jobs. They got the first pick, man. In other words, what I want here. Now, look, I lived back in the 50s and 60s. First pick of jobs. Man, look, that's how they got ahead of you. They were lining up boss. You think they were going to put us over them? No. The only reason why you got in there is because the federal government made them keep at least one or two of these little byword people here, these Negroes down here. Okay, check this out. Let's read it again. With the New Deal, this is the deal that Roosevelt, he appointed black leadership, prominent leadership position within the administration, the black cabinet, But when it finally started to hit a home and we looking for jobs and we ain't getting nothing. No 40 acres, no mule, no nothing. No gleanings of the field, nothing, This is what happened. When the New Deal got, this is what he said, I got a new deal. When the New Deal got Americans back to work, white Americans got the first pick of jobs, and when the black Americans did get the jobs, they were giving lower wages, according to the University of Houston Digital History Project. The state local government administered almost all federal New Deal programs. The government, what do you think the federal government is? AKA America, AKA Esau, AKA white man. This government did this. They administered. That means they saw it. If they looked at it and administered, that means we didn't have our people there. State and local government administered almost all the federal New Deal program. This country was like falling off the edge in poverty. They'll say, well, we'll put our people in charge here. We'll put our people, more and more in charge. check this out. And make sure the black people are suppressed even further. And many of these state, local government leaders, especially in the South, were virtually all white and racist. This is what this is saying right here. We found this in the, what I said, it's an article here written about in Harvard. It says, a professor of education, law, political. I mean, this is their writing. They're telling you, you know, they're in charge now, so they can just tell you how we beat you up. Law, political science, and urban planning at the University of California told the Business Insider, you know, this is what we do. In other words, we make sure that we're in charge. That's what this is basically saying right here. Check this out. We're going to read it even further. The black workers were also excluded from progressive labor regulations passed during that time. Black workers were also excluded. That means we didn't have a hand in it from progressive labor regulations. Okay, passed during that time. It says, check this right. This is how this article that I'm getting ready to read right here. This is how Esau. I know when I lived up north, this is how Esau oppressed us even further right here. Not only did he glean the grapes, did he take them off the field. He left us none left. He didn't leave us anything, man, nothing. Okay? Many unions had explicit clauses. Now, you know, if you know what unions are, if you go up north, you really don't exist unless you're in a union. So black people for a long time couldn't get in no union. You know, that was a white thing because it was Esau thing because that was a way of oppressing us, oppressing the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, oppressing us, these unions, you know, to say you ain't in our little club, our little union, that, you know, we don't give you no job. He said, can I get in a union? No, you didn't get no job. And you didn't dare cross the union line. Black people were excluded from that. Of course, later on, they allowed them in there, but by that time, they had set it up and oppressed us further. They had already set that up. Let's see, Adrian. Yeah, okay. All right. Many unions had explicit clauses. You know, they had little writings in their clause. You know, a little piece of paper, little clause here. Just watch out for this clause. This is what it is. To further oppress us, to further take us from oppression, okay? Many unions had explicit clauses in their constitution that said that only whites could be members. Now, y'all type in the chat, what do you think about that? That's what this said. That's what it says. It's the national, it's these articles, and I know this to be true because I lived back in those days. I mean, you know, I could tell you that. I saw that. You go up and say, no, you can't. You know, you could. you can sweep the floors and all of that, but you can't get in here and be a machinist, you know. Why not? You know, listen, we had all of the labor skills that we needed, but now Esau, he was busy further oppressing us, leaving us nothing. You know, he was trying to further destroy us, leaving us hardly anything. Let's read that again. Many unions. Now, unions are, like I said again, these are organizations that are designed where you pay the union dues and the fees. These are organizations that take and make their, if you're not part of those unions, then you won't be part of the benefits of the job. And so you got to understand who you think owns the jobs. Not back then, who do you think own them now? You know, who you think owns them? You know, no black people don't own a whole lot of nothing, if anything. You know, or do we own automobile factories? No. Do we own lumber yards? You know, do we own grocery stores? No, Esau had gotten ahead already, and I'm just reading you the New Deal. The unions, these are the things that how they got ahead so that it can further oppress us so there won't be no grapes left for us. That's really what I'm saying, really. That they would make sure, and then they're out in the street killing us. one by one, process by process, many unions had explicit clauses. There's a clause in there, see, you got to watch, read the fine print. Most of our people, we were so oppressed, most of our people really didn't have the education to go in and even read the clauses anyway. But it wouldn't have mattered because we are being oppressed by this devil, this AKA white man. We are being oppressed by him, okay? Many unions had explicit clauses in their constitution that said that only whites could be members. So you could have a situation where an employer was forced to bargain with an exclusive white union. Oh man, white union, and he'd have to fire all of his black employees. Let's read that again. I knew. Wow, this is something. It had gotten to the point. I remember it had gotten to the point. We're talking about oppression, how Esau oppresses over jobs, over food, and over everything that we can possibly put our hands on. He's oppressed us on. He's greedy. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this lesson. He's greedy. Esau had something for the poor. I'm sorry, not Esau, but back in our days, Israel, we were not supposed to oppress our poor. But Esau, he, like I say, he doesn't care. Let's read this again right here. Many unions had explicit clauses in their constitution that said that only whites could be members. That's one problem right there. So you could have a situation where an employer now, was forced to bargain with an exclusively white union. And he'd have to fire all of his black employees. That's because the union had clauses like that. See, a lot of people don't realize that. They don't. A lot of us don't realize that these unions and National Labor Relations Act of 1935, commonly known as the Wagner Act, and so on and so forth. I know I'll read it right here. The National Labor Relations Act of 1935, commonly known as the Wagner Act, for Senator Robert Wagner, who proposed it, boasted the strength of worker unions. He knew that in this worker union, there's a way that Esau could get his hand on pieces of paper that can say, see, you can't work here doing the meaning job. We'll give you a little small mundane job over here in the corner, sweep the floor, And then even after sweeping the floor, that job became a prize job after a while. But before then, you couldn't make it on those sweeping no floor, man. Okay? Boasted the strength of worker unions, but many major unions of this era either excluded black workers or discriminated against them. Let's read that again. The National Labor Relations Act of 1935, commonly known as the Wagner Act, for Senator Robert Wagner, who proposed it, boasted the strength of the worker unions. The worker unions. He boasted that strength, man. That means to make it stronger. That's what happened. But many unions of this era, that was back in 1935, it was a little bit before I was born, but this all, by the time I came along and by the time you guys came along, this is what's going on right here. But the many unions of this era either excluded black workers or discriminated against them. We work from day to day, job to job, don't even know if we're going to get fired, man. We don't even know if we're going to get hired. Okay? Many unions had explicit clauses in the Constitution that said that only whites could be members. That only white. This is how they got started. By keeping us out of it. Then they had, of course, welfare reform, great benefit of black America. I'm gonna get into that right there. That was something. Lyndon Johnson. Let's see here. Yeah, no. But that's what happened. These unions, Wagner, proposed. All this stuff was to keep us out of it. And those were the good jobs back then. And we were doing these jobs already back in slavery. Already, we were doing these jobs already in slavery already. You know, what do you think fixing horseshoes was? We knew how to weld. What do you think fixing a barn or building a house is? What do you think that is? Those became union scale jobs, and we couldn't get anything. We were poor, still oppressed. But the Most High said this would happen. You see, he said it would happen because we simply are under a curse. We're under oppression. He knew Esau will become wickeder and more wickeder and more wickeder and be more greedier and want to oppress us more and more. You know, now we got the little bit of you think because you got a little job here, a little job there, you think that you got a good job at a school or whatever, a factory. Hey, listen, you know, they can make a policy at a whim. It don't take much to make a policy. You know, that's what Esau's government is. He's got wicked laws, man. I mean, they could just come here and get amongst themselves, say, let's make this policy. Call a union. Don't give them no grapes, man. Don't give them no corn. Don't give them nothing. And this is what happened to us, see. But this is, our people need to understand that we don't have a whole lot. We need to understand that soon it's going to get worse and worse, you know. But the Most High's got something for Esau. He's got some for his New Deal he tried to work out in Roosevelt days. He's got some for his excluding black workers and regulations. He's got some for the many unions that had explicit clauses. The Most High's got some for all this, for oppressing us. Let's read about it. For oppressing us, the Most High. Let's read about what the Most High says. For oppressing us, man. Because let's read this again. This is what Esau did. Also, real quick here. He says, if grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes, man? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. This is what Esau's doing. He's destroying till he has enough. Psalms 10 and 8. He sitteth in the lurking place of the village, in the secret places. Doth he murder the innocent? His eyes are privately set against the poor. And that's what these policies are. You know, let's read that again. That's what we talk about in Psalms 10 and 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, man. All these villages, all these towns right here. And all the way from Roosevelt days, all the way from 400 years ago. It was always, they oppressed our Native American Indian, what you call it. It was tribe of Gad. They oppressed us by taking the land, you know, run us the trail of tears. All these things meant something. He sitteth in the lurking place of the villages, in the secret places, though he murdered the innocent. His eyes are probably set against the poor. Okay? Yeah. The Most High, Esau wants to take over, but he don't realize that I take that back. He does realize that a lot of our people need to understand that Esau was supposed to stay up in Mount Seir. He wasn't supposed to come down here and do this, but the Most High pulled him down here to oppress us. You know, Esau was supposed to stay up in his mountain. The evidences are there. His kingdom was up there in Mount Seir. Cold land, lived in caves. He was a caveman. That's what Esau was. We'll read about it here. The Most High gave Esau land and weapons, man. He said he gave him some land. It says the white man's original land was this. Deuteronomy 2 and 5 says, meddle not with them. This is the Most High told us don't meddle with them. They got a land up there. Meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land. In other words, they had their own land, you know, up in the cave. Let them have it. No, not so much of a foot or breath, because I have given the Mount Seir unto Esau for possession. That's what he should have had. You know, that's where he should have stayed up there. But no, he wanted to come down here and be greedy. He's supposed to have Mount Seir. We found that in Deuteronomy 22:5. He's supposed to come. He's supposed to have Mount Seir. But what he did, he wanted to come down and oppress us more, take us away from our gleanings, that we needed to live and survive. We can't hardly get jobs up here in America and Esau's land because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. But no, they came down and fake Jews in 1948 Balfour Declaration, Slovakia. And they came down off the mountains, and they've been ruthless, violent beasts all the time. They're Amalekites. That's where they came from. They are oppressors. They take away from our existence day by day. It's a day by day thing, But he's going to receive his plagues for all he's done against us, for throwing us a little piece of this in slavery, for taking away the jobs that we could have had for the work of our hand, for making us work all the day long. Just like these curses says, and he should have released us before the time. But now Esau said, "No, I ain't had enough. I ain't had enough." Let's read that text again. Let's read that once again before we start. Esau told legal adopts. Okay, good. God. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they had enough. If thieves by night, okay, that's what they are, they will destroy till they have enough. They're going to keep destroying till they have enough. Understand what this is talking about. It's talking about they basically take from you, leave you no gleanings, leave you no understanding of how to survive in America. We gotta make it on our own up in here in America. Okay. He sitteth in the lurking places in the villages. He destroys right there also. Okay. And he makes those laws to protect him and for his people, for Esau. Okay. But Most High had laws for us, but we can't even, we don't even recognize them what it is to help each other out here in America. Okay. And Esau, Esau is going to receive his plagues and his judgment, for what he's done, for violence against us. I mean, he didn't just, to do all this, people had to die. And for Esau, for Esau to take us to a level of tearing us down and breaking us down, he killed us. He killed us in the street. And the Most High said there was a judgment for that. Okay? And it says, his judgment in Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. The Most High is going to give Esau exactly the same violence, the same hatred, the same being cut off. And he's going to do this for them forever. They're going to be cut off forever. Said, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. We are Jacob. We're the 12 tribes of Israel. Esau, our brother. He's our brother. Slakia. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. The Most High is going, he remembered this. He's not going to forget this. And there's another text says, Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for the children of the iniquity of their fathers. When we're out there on the street teaching this, they don't want to claim this. Oh, they made my forefathers. But the Bible says this. Turn to Isaiah 14:21. This is Esau's judgment for not leaving us any gleanings. This is Esau's judgment for being violent against us, for hating us. This was the Most High. He's going to cut them off. Okay. He says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Obadiah 1:10. And then it also says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their father. Now this when the Lord said prepare slaughter, this ain't prepare like like shaking hands, and okay, y'all, it's y'all turn. The Bible says prepare slaughter for what you've done. Do you know how oppressing it is to go out, to wake up in the morning, to say, man, oh, I wish it would day, man. Well, in the morning, oh, I wish it would night. Why? Because I ain't got no job, man. Give me some strong drink. I need that. I need some yaya. As a matter of fact, I need some strong drink, some Hennessy. Because I got 3 children I'm trying to take care of here, and Esau done fired me from my job. This is what's going on here in America and in the isles, and wherever our people are. That's the oppression that we receive. For thy violence against, let's read this again. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. See, Esau was born in the same womb, of course, Genesis 25:25. Against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and be cut off forever. Man, that's something that has to happen. If you're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, that's going to be a glorious day. Shame is going to cover him. The Most High said that. Shame shall cover him for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And then it says, Most High, they think that they got it made right now. Wait until the Most High come and read this in Isaiah 14:21 to reiterate it again. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise. See, the Most High don't want them to come back here and build these cities anymore and oppress people, not give them the gleanings of the field, man. He don't want them not leave us with any jobs. We think like we sit up here and we see a few writers and a few sports players and a few Michael Jordans and a few these players and a Magic Johnson. You think you got some. Man, the preponderance of Israel lacketh. We're poor. That's the main thing. We ain't rich. Please. It takes a few paychecks for us to be devastated. So how do you feel that we got something? We ain't got nothing. As a nation, as a people, So it says, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, that they don't rise. That means they don't come up over the world again. They don't come up over any of these nations again. Israel will be in charge. That they won't rise. Wherever they are, they won't rise. The Most High is going to put them in their place. Check this out. Nor possess the land. They ain't going to possess the land no more. We going to possess it. They ain't going to possess no land. And it says, nor fill the face of the world with cities. That means you ain't got to worry about seeing Esau face around no more. So give it that. Clap it up for the Most High for saying that right there. In the chat, let's clap it up. For the Most High is saying that you won't have to worry about Esau filling the face of the world. Filling the face of the world with cities. So, and then it says right here, let's read Revelation 18:4. Good, appreciate that. Isupk, D'Angelo, good. Right. Clap it up in the chat. If y'all understand, let's read that again. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land. Thank the Most High. Nor fill the face of the world with cities. They won't have no Chicago's, Baltimore's, Maryland's, Miami's, and what's some of these, especially some of these sodomite cities up in here. The Most High don't see that stuff. What's that place? San Francisco's, and nah, no more New York's. No No more Boston, whatever the hell they call some of these cities here. The Most High said, look here, nor possess the land, this is in Isaiah 14:21, nor fill the face with the cities. The Most High said, I don't even want to see your face no more until it need to be seen. You're going to be out there picking cotton. The Bible says, prepare slaughter for the children, for the iniquity, for what you've done to their fathers. Prepare slaughter, man, that they don't rise. The Most High is meticulous about what he's saying here. I'm paying attention to it, and he's serious, and I'm very serious about it. Adrian, yeah, good. I'm glad you guys clapping up in class. Of his children for the iniquity of their fathers that do not rise. We don't want them to rise up over Israel. Never, ever again. By then, we would have learned our punishment. We would have understood what we've gone through, man. Nobody in their right mind would want to go through this land again and let Esau be over. He's a wicked, vile bastard is what he is. He don't leave no glean. How you going to sit up here and go out in the field, and here you all got, let's just say 500 acres. That is a lot of land. Okay? And you can't glean the corners, and you can't make clean riddance around the corners and leave something. You know, and then throwing away 160 million pounds of food. I think it was billion, or it might be million pounds of food in the landfills, and say, instead of saying, look, they would let it expire. They'd make laws to let the food expire, man. Expire before the blacks are fed. Shoot, they'll starve their own people just to make sure that we don't get anything. This is how wicked of a person you're dealing with. Because the Bible says that. It says that they would do that. They would not allow you to glean nothing. You can't even, I know this because I've gone to the stores. I'm looking for food that's almost expired, whatever it is. And it, just because it's got labor, a little expiration date, it still got some time, put in the freezer, whatever. Eat it because, hell, we're poor. I ain't got the money to go and buy no $15 item when I can buy for $3.99. So, I don't think I really like I'll pay $11 for a bottle of yayan. Well, there's some people, that don't have the money to go out and buy what they need. And Esau would take, this is sad, man, he would take the food here in America and or it's expired, throw it in the dumpster. People are starving to death. Our brothers in Haiti starving right now. And I've been in Punta Cana and those areas down in there. Our brothers down there, Simeon and Levi. They're starving. The Haitians, Dominican, a lot of them, they're starving, man. Eating mud cakes, and we sitting up and this wicked American Esau is sitting up there saying, nah, we'll throw the food away. We won't ship it to them. How hellacious is that? We living in hell. This is our hell, man. This is not our heaven. But soon we're going to get to that heaven again, because the Bible says what? It says, prepare slaughter for his children. It's talking about Esau's children. Prepare slaughter for him. What? For the iniquity, the sins of their fathers is on your ass. Okay? That they do not, slack you for the language there, that do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with their wicked, abominable, homosexual, greedy, bastardized cities again. Prepare slaughter, the Bible says. Slaughter them. That's what they deserve. That's what they need, okay? And all those left over, make them slaves. That's what the Bible is saying. And let's let's read. Let's read Revelation 18:4. Let's turn to it. We'll give you a chance to turn to it. Revelation 18:4. We're talking about the destruction of Esau right now for what he's done to not leave any gleaners in the field for us, or not even help us out, with food, and take away our jobs. No wonder our people sitting up here wondering from day to day. So you have a job one week and fired the next week because of Esau. Let me read that again, because it says because of Esau. Jeremiah 49:9. He says, "If thieves by night," that's what they be. "They will destroy till they have enough." Not us. Till they have enough. So therefore, they don't care about your job. As long as my factory is making $1 million, I don't care about this man over here, this black man over here. I don't care about this Judah or Benjamin, Levi, or Simeon, Zebulun. I don't care about Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Isupk. I don't care about them. That's what they're doing against us. Okay? But the Most High said this in Revelation 18:4. He says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not her plagues." The Most High is going to give this Babylon, this kingdom right here, plagues, man, and it's on its way. It's already happened. COVID. And, we pay attention to our leaders, and they're telling us more and more we're going closer and closer to the Third World War. And I'm saying to you guys, come out of that. Don't be part of that Babylon right here, okay? Receive not her plagues, okay? Let's see here. Let's see what I got right here. Here's what Esau is going to get right here. Zechariah 13:12. The plague here. Let's go and let's Zechariah 14:12. Slakia. "And this shall be the plague wherein the Most High will smite all the people that have fought against Israel." Yeah, the Most High is telling you in Zechariah. Let's read that again. "And this shall be the plague wherein the Most High will smite all." Smite means to just take a sword, man. Take this sword right here. And he is serious. He's talking about slicing, dicing, because he's going to have a long white robe on. And it's going to be, vessels shall be full of blood, man. Let's read it right here. "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord of the Most High will smite all the people." Some of the people? No. All of the people. Or just a few. Some of them, No. All of the people that have fought against Jerusalem. That's us. "Their flesh shall be consumed away while they stand upon their feet." Now this is Esau. Pay attention. This is Esau. This is what's going to happen to him. Y'all seen that movie, what was that, Terminator, where Connors was standing on that fence, and she was doing like this, and all of a sudden her teeth and everything, bones, all you saw was bones. That's what the Most High thermonuclear fire is going to destroy this Babylon. Going to destroy this kingdom, okay, that have fought against Jerusalem. "Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet." Now what that means is that, in other words, they ain't going to have time to just roll over and die. They got a fire so hot. This is what Esau getting ready to go through, man. And all those that oppress Jerusalem. If you oppress the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, Esau, watch out. The Most High is saying that when that fire hit you, it won't just knock you over, and you dead, going to sleep, No. Most High got a fire prepared here, man. He's saying that this fire is so hot that it can burn you, and you still standing up holding the fence like this. You ain't moved. Well, you may be twinging a little bit. Roasted Edomites. Let's see. Salakia. Let's see what we got in the chat here. Damn right, yeah. The curse there. Exactly right. Roasted Edomites. Let's clap it up for the Most High saying that. Clap it up in the chat. Clap it up in the chat. He's saying we're going to have some roasted Edomites out here. For what? For why? Because their violence against Jacob, their brother, that's us. And this shall be the plague wherein, we find this in Zechariah 14:12, the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Now, this is a fight every day that we go through. A fight. They have fought. There you go. Everybody's clapping up in the chat. They have fought against us, man. They fought against us and still fighting against us every day. Taking away our food. Taking away our jobs. Taking away every damn thing. Don't lead us nothing. Let's finish reading here. Zechariah 14:12. Will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. The Bible says their flesh shall consume away. That means this flesh that you got right here, those people's flesh, when they stand, walking somewhere, you just looking up in the air. So, oh my God, I'm amazed by the Most High. This is who he looks like, a black man. Oh Lord, Well, the Bible says Babylon will be destroyed. It says that their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. That is some hell of a fire. That will be their hell. And I'm going to be in my heaven enjoying it, clapping it up. Hey, listen. Clap it up in the chat if this is what you say. Let's see. Can't read that far there, but I'll get there in a second. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes. Now you're talking about your eyes. You got some water in your eyes, and this fluid right there. It's gonna burn all of that in their eyes, and all you got is a hole around there for your skull. All the flesh is gonna be gone. In other words, you got a skeleton. That's what you got. The Most High is very explicit about what he's saying right here. He is very explicit about what he's telling us that's going to happen to all of the people that oppress Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes. Their tongue shall, consume, shall consume away. Oh, man. There we go. Shall consume away in their mouth. So you're talking about a skeleton. Flesh gone. Eyes gone out of the socket. And their tongue consume away. You can't see. You can't talk. You ain't got no skin. You just graveyard dead on your feet. So the Most High, that is a rock and roll, devastating death. And the Bible shall look at these people. He's going to look at them. He's going to look at them. And he's going to say, let me see. Let me read this here. That's right. Let's clap it up for D'Angelo. I believe I can agree. They built their clap it up for D'Angelo. He said they built their own nukes, their own destruction. The Most High is going to turn this stuff on them. Exactly right. Let's clap it up for that. Exactly right. Curse. Yeah, they did that exactly. Yeah. They, in other words, they got it coming, man. When you okay, here. Okay, here. Okay. Their eyes, let's read this one more time here. And this shall be the plague wherein the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. This is going to be a plague for them, man. This is going to be what we've been waiting to see the Most High going to do for us against Esau and all of the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, man. That's nuclear fire, okay? Thermal destruction, man. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, a skeleton. And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And there's no more person, just standing on their feet, dead as they can be, okay? And then right here it says, this devil, it's a man, okay? It's a white man. It says in Isaiah 14:16, it says, they that see thee, finally they're going to see Esau for all the oppression that he's done against us, man, for us going from this job to that job, from not being a part of, don't make us part of nothing, but just the dead end, call us bywords in this whole America, you know, niggers and wetbacks and spicks and whatever. This is what they do against us, okay? But this text right here says, Isaiah 14:16 says that they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee. Now this, you know, when I say like strange, look at this. Is this the thing that gleam? This is what our people can't see, they can't understand. The white man know who he is. Talking about Esau is gone from this earth. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee. Like, what? This him? You know, like with the left corner of your eyes. Is this the one? You know? And I would have taken them out. You know, hey, listen. But this is how they see. This is how you should be seeing him. They that see, Slakia, Isaiah 14:16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee. They're going to consider, and they're going to say to themselves, is this the man that made the earth tremble? Is this the man that dropped the atomic bomb, made the earth shake? Is this the man that made all the nations scared, you know, out of their wit? Is this the man that oppressed Jerusalem? You know, this is him. They're gonna narrowly look upon it that made the earth tremble and did shake kingdoms. Not a kingdom, kingdoms. This devil oppressed his brother Jacob. He oppressed all the nations around him. The Most High said all he cares about is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, the 12 tribes of Israel, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar. The Most High say, for what you've done, in other words, it says the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. You know, the Most High said, all these nations that fought against us, and that main one, Esau, narrowly look upon him like, is this the man? The Bible saying that this is a man. The devil, that's how you know the devil is a man. Is this the man? Because he's the deceiver. He's the one that we're talking about, that's his destruction is going to be with him, and the Most High is going to destroy him. And there's 1,000 years in slavery. Get ready, Esau. Get ready to be chained. Get ready to be bound. Those that are left over, because most of y'all are going to be consumed with the tongue out of the mouth, with the eyes consumed out of their holes of the eyes. The flesh shall consume all the while stand upon their feet, and the eyes shall consume them all the way, and the holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. That's terrible. But that's what the Most High is promised to do. And they're going to say, and we're going to look on him. You're going to narrowly look upon him and say, is this the man? This him? And that's what you sitting up here trembling about. Some oppressor like that. Instead of coming together. Instead of separating yourself from him. And all because the Most High wants you to do this. Let's culminate this before the class is over and say this. The Most High wants you to come back and to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what will make all this happen. So what are we waiting for? Why are people sitting up here worried about this narrowly looked upon man, this Esau, this white man is devil? That's really all it is. Why are you sitting up here guessing about it? That's him, so stay away from him. Is this the man? Yeah, it is. Is this the one? Is this Esau, this Edom, that was narrowly looked upon him? Yeah, it's him. So the Bible says separate from him. Get away from him. He ain't did you no good. Go into business for yourself. Do what you got to do. Work this little job here. Work this little job here. Work together. Help us. Help the poor. The old men, the young men, the widow, the orphan, the Bible says. The fatherless, the widow, and the orphan. Pure religion and undefiled before the Most High is to visit them. The Most High wants you to make sure that you don't oppress your brother. Don't oppress the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Not like Esau has done. Look at it. He's a piece of work. He's somebody that the Most High is going to exterminate him and will be destroyed. And say, is this the man that we looked upon? All of this time? Those will be the plagues that will take him out. And he should have stayed up in Mount Seir. The possession that he had, he should have stayed up in Mount Seir. But he didn't. He came down and delivered the wicked blows to us one at a time. Had no gleanings in the field. Couldn't some of us, we oppress so much and so many times that we have to go and grab strong drink and drink it because of this narrow-looking man that caused us and our forefathers to suffer. But the Most High said this. Let's see what we got here. I said the possession of all is in. Okay. And Edom shall be a possession. This is the last text I think I'll read tonight. White man will be destroyed, or Esau will be destroyed, man. This is what it is. The Numbers 24, 18, and 20. And Edom, a.k.a. the devil, a.k.a. Esau, a.k.a. the white man, shall be a possession to us. We're going to have him a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. We'll have all that too. And Israel shall do valiantly, man. Out of Jacob shall come out of he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked upon him, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But, under parable, and he took his parable and said, Amalek, the first nations, but the latter shall be the end, be that perish forever. Okay. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. Most High is going to take away any land that he would have had anyway. Okay? And Israel shall do valiantly. We're going to do valiantly in those days, man. Out of Jacob, the book of Numbers, it says eventually, this right here, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaining of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, who's a.k.a. white man, that's what's over there in Jerusalem right now, that's the Jewish people, wishing they were us, was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. That's what's getting ready to happen to Esau. Let's clap it up for class, Clap it up for class. Hope you guys understood that the narrow-looking person, is this the man? Yeah, it's a man. It's Esau. It's the white man that's going to be consumed, and I can't wait for that day. Esau, Edom, who tries to hide, who tries to keep us from getting ahead every step we make, who keep us from The one that put his foot on George Floyd's neck, that shot Trayvon Martin, that strangled Michael Brown, that shot Michael Brown, that on and on and on. That is the man that's narrowly looked upon. Is this the man? You know, that's the one. Is narrowly looked upon and considers thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble and did shake the kingdoms? That's what's going on. That's what's going to happen, and that's what is going to be Esau destruction. So there, you know, so we know that he's not going to fill the faces of the cities anymore because he didn't help us at all. All he did was boast about who he was. He persecuted the poor. You know, let's see, Psalms 10 and 3. Let's see. I think I have one more text maybe. Psalms 10 and 3. Let's see what that says. I believe, just in case we have a little bit of, okay, standing for the trouble, wicked is pride, persecute the poor. Okay, Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Esau is prideful, man. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in devices that they have imagined. You know, that's what the Most High is going to do for him. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through his pride of his countenance will not seek after God, but God is not at all in his thoughts. You see, this is a wicked, he's a proudful person. That's why you look upon him like, is this the man? Is this the one that caused the nations to tremble? Because he's wicked. You know, he's prideful. The Most High is going to take him out of here and fit him for destruction. And that's what he's going to do. So like I said, we're going to read the announcements. We'll clap it up for class, you know, for your understanding, for sitting and having patience today, okay? Let's read the ISUPK announcements, the security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for the new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. Okay? After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother and the sister will get permission from the head to marry. Okay? Tithes is a commandment. All right? Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3, 8 and 10 means in 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'asherah. Be sure to tune in for tomorrow's class, of course, and Friday's Lashon Kodash class where we're talking about Ma'asherah, what means the 10th, okay? 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. It's a priest fund. The free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The Upholy Convocations, we're going to read about it here. The Feast of the First Fruits, that's what we're in, because, you know, we had got rid of the Feast we had been involved with the Feast of the Unleavened Bread down in Houston. So the Feast of the First Fruits are going on. It starts after the Sabbath, Unleavened Bread, sundown, Sunday, May 2nd, 2021. Cost you count 50 days, and that's what we're doing. Celebrate the 50th day, Sunday, June the 20th, 2021. Start before sundown, Leviticus 23, 10 and 22. Of course, we're going to go through that. And let's see. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, and headband and scarf, okay? And we're going to give a salute to all the brothers. Ahmad Shabbat, Madrim. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham. We're going to give a courtesy salute to our sisters. So you put your hands together, and we'll go through the courtesy salute. So all the men turn to the sisters and Ahmad Shabbat, Madrim. Yahweh Shema, Alatha, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And for that we say, Shalom.